Hey guys, how is it going? Furo here. Welcome to a very special news episode of The Elder Scrolls Legends. After a month of waiting time, we finally got an announcement for a new content drop. The upcoming expansion is another story-driven adventure called Return to Clockwork City and features 55 new cards, 35 single-player story missions and 2 new keywords. The release date is currently set on the 30th of November. If you are planning to buy the expansion with real money, it will cost you around 20 bucks. Otherwise, an in-game purchase option for 3 times 1000 gold is also available. Buying the expansion with real money will furthermore give you an alternate art card of Lanith and an extra in-game title. Last but not least, there is one additional treat for everyone who is finishing the story mode in the master difficulty. This time you're not only earning a few soul gems, but in the end a new alternative art of the legendary card Swims at Night is waiting. That might be an old card from Heroes of Skyrim, but it is definitely a way better reward for completing such a task than just giving you a bit of crafting material. So far for the general overview of what is happening with Return to Clockwork City. Next up I will explain you all the new mechanics and cards that were revealed so far. Overall I'm happy with what we have seen so far. Personally I would have loved to see the release date way earlier November or even at the end of October. 5 months between 2 releases is definitely too long, and here is hope that they can handle it better in the future. Anyway, let's dive into some cards now. The first new cards that were revealed came in a double. First we have the Hulking Fabricant and then the Kargoti Fabricant. Both cards are part of the Fabricant package that will come out in Clockwork City, a region that is full of mechanical units and crafting material. Every color in the game will therefore get one Fabricant, and these will work great in combination with neutral cards that are already in play for you. The hulking one is coming for the purple faction, while Kargoti is representing willpower, which leaves us with agility, strength and intelligence still unknown. Hulking is an average card without any further help. He will give you a 5 attack, 5 defense unit on the board for 5 magicka, which is not bad, but normally won't see any play besides arena. Luckily there is a summon effect on top of that, so if you already have a neutral card in play, he will get buffed by +3/+3. A 5 magicka creature with 16 stats in total is really good, so the question is not if the card is then good, but how often can you trigger him. Neutral cards are in general a bit weaker than their counterpart of a color, so you would trade a bit of power earlier to drop a huge unit on turn 4 or 5. Without any further and immediate effect, he is of course an easy target for any destruction spell. On the other hand, your opponent will not always have that ready. In a Dreamer deck for example, he can provide some additional extra power on the board. If more neutral oriented decks are seeing play, it's still only super likely if we are seeing a bunch of hyper strong neutral cards at all. With the ones that were released so far in the game, the Fabricants are a bit of a power boost to a low tier deck, but surprises might still be waiting in the Clockwork City. Similar to the Hulking Fabricant is the Kargoti card, a card that is right now looking okay but might get powerful if the right amount of neutral support is available. 4 magicka unit for 3/3 is definitely nothing to get excited for, but 2 units is the thing I would approve more. Again, that is a card that is a good addition to any yellow neutral deck. If it will push those type of decks out of the low tier bracket is a thing we will only find out with all the cards revealed later this month. That leads me to one of the new 2 keywords that will get introduced with Clockwork City. The first one is the Treasure Hunt keyword. The Treasure Hunt effect will trigger as soon as you fulfill the requirements. To fulfill these requirements you have to draw the specific cards that are needed and are visible on each card. The Relic Hunter for example wants to see you draw an item, so as long as he's on the board, his effect will trigger if you draw an item. This effect only triggers one time, so you're not able to get it multiple times, and it will only trigger if the card is in play, not in your hand or something like that. The Relic Hunter is an interesting red card that has the usual stats for 2 magicka creature, on the other hand also brings in some extra power for an item build. I do not think you want to play him without any or only a few items, but in an aggressive red item deck for example, the 1 extra power that you get on the stats might make a difference. It should also be a very solid arena pick that is better than just a pure average 3/2 unit. All in all a solid card, and I guess you will see some more aggro red. The second treasure hunt card is the Red Wave Prospector. We are facing a 1 Magicka unit here that not only needs 1 but 3 cards to fulfill its requirements. If that is happening, the small prospector is getting huge and gets a buff of 5/5. If we are talking realistic here, the effect is rarely if ever happening, and when it will, the game should be already in the later stages, so do not fear to see a 6/7 unit on turn 2 or something. Additionally, there is a second effect on the card that does not need the treasure hunt. After each attack of the Red Ray Prospector, the card is getting cover again, which makes it very hard to kill without any destruction or silence effect, for example. You could just buffer, attack, get cover and then attack next turn again. An interesting idea, but probably a small niche card for specific decks. The other new keyword that will find its way into the game with the upcoming expansion is Assemble, which might prove to be very powerful. Whenever you play an Assemble card, you will choose one of 2 bonuses, and afterwards the unit plus all cards with the type Factotum will get the buff. That not only includes the cards in your hand but also in your deck, so the more Assemble cards you play, the more powerful is your deck in the long run. How good this mechanic is will be therefore solely relying on how many Assemble cards we will see in the set. Similar mechanics are insanely powerful in other card games and most often also a very hated one. For the start, we have seen the assembled Sanitizer, a 3 Magicka unit that provides relatively bad stats and the assemble effect of either going with extra 2 attack or lethal. All the assemble cards will be underpowered for the start but will grow over time. While it might not look great right now, just think about the possibilities of multiple buffs on the assembled. Playing a 3 Magicka creature with lethal, drain, charge and 5/6 in stats might be a lot more tempting than just the plain start unit. I have a feeling we will see some crazy stuff later revealed. I just hope it won't be too good to be true and gives me not too much of an headache to play against. That brings me then also to the last revealed new card so far, which is Larnith, the first new legendary from the set and also the alternate card if you purchase the expansion with real money. This unique legendary will provide a power boost to every blue control deck in the game and will see a lot of play for sure in the upcoming month. Summon the Dark Elf and you can draw a card of your choice from the deck to find the perfect answer for any situation. You are not restricted by any means here. Items, supports, creatures, whatever you like, you name it and you get it. I am already seeing a glorious future for my Ram Sorcerer deck here and playing Larnith multiple times with the Solitaire. That will be fun, not necessarily for my opponent but definitely for me. The only downside is of course the weak stats with no guard to protect, but as a control player and especially if you combine it with ramp, you should be in a position to handle the board prior to playing her. An excellent card that I do not want to miss out. So far then for all the new cards, what are you saying? Do you like what you've seen so far? Give me your feedback in the comment section and keep an eye out for some card reveals. New cards will be now coming daily. Until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.